Amina pulled the medical report from her bag and raised it high. 0 sperm count, she announced to the entire hall. So whose baby is that? Amina stood at the entrance of the grand hall, her gold jewelry catching the light. The celebration was loud. Music pounded through the speakers. Laughter filled every corner. She watched her husband, Park Minute, holding the baby high above his head like a trophy. His mother danced in circles, her voice cutting through the noise. The ancestors have blessed us. Finally, a child. A son. Amina smiled. She walked forward slowly, her handbag tucked under her arm. They say fear women. But honestly, you should fear a calm woman. Her name was Amina Okafor. She had been married to Minute for 4 years. 4 years of prayers that seemed to echo into empty rooms. 4 years of hospital visits where doctors spoke in whispers. 4 years of being told to wait on God while his mother called her useless behind closed doors. She had endured it all. Every insult. Every sideways glance. Every time she was made to feel like she was nothing. 5 months earlier, Minute had walked into their apartment in Incheon with a young woman beside him. She was pregnant. Glowing. Confident. Amina, he had said, his chest puffed out like he had just won a prize. This is Seo-yeon. She is carrying my son. Seo-yeon had looked at Amina the way someone looks at furniture they plan to replace. Minute had continued without waiting for a response. Since you cannot give me a child, she will stay here. She will give me an heir. Then he had added the final blow. You will cook for her. You will clean for her. She is carrying the future of this family. Amina had not shouted. She had not cried. She had simply nodded and walked into the kitchen. Her friends had begged her to leave. Some had suggested things darker than leaving. But Amina had told them all the same thing. Relax. Let us watch the movie until the end. So she became the perfect fool. She cooked Seo-yeon's favorite meals. She washed her clothes without complaint. When Seo-yeon's feet swelled in the evenings, Amina massaged them while Minute watched television in the next room. He had laughed about it with his friends over drinks. A woman who knows her place brings peace, he had said. Amina knows she has expired. If you've ever been underestimated, you know what Amina felt in those moments. Drop a comment and tell me how you would have handled it. Last month, Seo-yeon gave birth to a baby boy. Minute had lost his mind with joy. He rented the biggest hall he could find. He invited relatives, neighbors, church members, even people he barely spoke to. The baby was named Park Dae-sung. Great success. At the ceremony, his mother had sung loud enough for everyone to hear. The barren tree has been cut down. The fruitful one has taken root. Amina had smiled. She ate her food slowly. She even sprayed money when the music played. She danced beside Minute and Seo-yeon. The cameras flashed. Everyone thought she had finally accepted her place. But inside her handbag was something no one expected. When it was time for gifts, Amina stood up. The room quieted slightly as she walked toward the high table. She was calm. Her steps were steady. Her face showed no emotion. She reached for the microphone. The DJ lowered the music. My husband, she said softly. Her voice was clear. Congratulations on your son. Minute smiled. He looked proud. He looked like a man who had one. I brought a special gift for the baby, Amina continued. She opened her handbag and pulled out a large brown envelope. The kind used for official documents. The kind that holds life-changing information. Before our wedding, she said, we did medical tests. Minute smile faded slightly. His eyes narrowed. You were too busy to collect your results, Amina said. So you asked me to collect them for you. The hall went completely silent. Even the children stopped running. I collected them, she continued. But I hid them. Because I loved you. Because I did not want to hurt you. She pulled out a medical report. It was framed. Official. Impossible to ignore. This is a diagnosis of azoospermia, she announced. Her voice did not waver. It means 0 sperm count. People gasped. Whispers started spreading like fire. You had severe mumps when you were 13 years old, Amina said. It destroyed your ability to produce sperm. Permanently. Seoyan's face turned the color of chalk. Her hands trembled. So tell me, Amina said, her eyes scanning the room slowly. If my husband has no sperm, how does this baby exist? The silence was crushing. No one moved. No one breathed. Amina turned her gaze to Kim Jun-ho, Minute Jae's best friend. The man who had been at their house almost every day for the past year. The man who had comforted Seo-yeon when Minute Jae was at work. Maybe Uncle Jun-ho can explain, Amina said calmly, why the baby has his eyes. And his nose. And his exact same dimple on the left cheek. Minute Jae's scream tore through the hall. It was the sound of a man whose entire world had just collapsed. He grabbed the medical report from Amina's hands. His eyes scanned the paper. Once. Twice. 3 times. He looked at Seo-yeon. She was crying now. Shaking her head. Her mouth moved but no words came out. He looked at Jun-ho. His best friend. The man he trusted more than anyone. Jun-ho stood up. He tried to speak. He tried to run. But Minute Jae was faster. Amina dropped the microphone. It hit the floor with a loud thud. I have already packed my bags, she said quietly. But everyone heard her. The apartment belongs to my father. You have 2 hours to leave. She turned and walked toward the exit. Behind her, chaos erupted. Chairs fell. Voices screamed. Glass shattered. But Amina did not look back. She pushed open the doors and stepped into the cool night air. What would you have done if you were Amina? Would you have walked away with dignity or stayed to watch the chaos unfold? Let me know in the comments. Hours later, Amina sat in a hotel room overlooking the city. She had ordered grilled fish and a cold drink. The television played quietly in the background. Her phone buzzed constantly. Messages flooded in. Calls from Minute Jae's family. Calls from mutual friends. Calls from people she had not spoken to in years. His mother sent a voice message. You have disgraced us. You should have handled this privately. You are wicked. Amina deleted it without listening to the end. She took a bite of her fish. It was perfectly seasoned. She took a sip of her drink. It was cold and refreshing. For the first time in 4 years, she felt light. Like a weight had been lifted from her shoulders. Like she could finally breathe. But her phone buzzed again. This time it was a message from an unknown number. You think you have one. But this is not over. Amina stared at the message. Her heart skipped. She set her phone down and looked out the window. The city lights blinked in the distance. She smiled. Because she knew something they did not. She had more than just that medical report. And if they wanted to play games, she was ready. If you want to know what Amina does next, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Because this story is far from over. And trust me, you do not want to miss what happens when a calm woman decides she is done being quiet.